All right, so here it asks us about fish living in a small pond. So the pond is their habitat, it's their shelter, their space. And it's asking what the fish depend on, and it's asking specifically for the biotic factors. So fish living in a small pond depend on what biotic factors to meet their needs. So you need to know what biotic means. Biotic means living. Okay, so the fish live in a small pond and they depend on what living things to meet their needs. So, first of all, you need to understand what are the 5 essential resources. So, the 5 essential resources are food, air, water, shelter, and mates. So, the first thing they depend on is other fish, right? Other fish are the mates. Okay, is air living? No. So, they don't depend on air for their biotic factors. Okay, food. You could list anything. I know most of you don't necessarily know what fish eat, so you could have said algae, you could have said other plants, you could have said other fish, they eat other fish. That's totally fine. So for their food, for their mates, and potentially their shelter. So some fish live in like coral or like other things that are alive. So if you said shelter, that's totally fine. If you said, bonus points for you, if you said they depend on plants, because the plants produce the oxygen for them to breathe, that's amazing and fantastic. But you didn't have to put that for full credit. So you can just say their food, their shelter. Some of them don't rely on shelter because their shelter could be a rock, and that's not biotic. So as long as you said food and you said mates, that is all you have to say. But if you said shelter or you said air because of plants, that's also totally fine.